Good morning, traders. Today is Thursday, July 7th. My name is Charles, and this is the Pirate Traders live stream. Okay, so what are we expecting here this morning? Well, first and foremost, I'm bullish on the day because we broke out of balance yesterday. Yesterday, we were inside of a balancing area here. Sorry, just waiting for this pen tool to load. There we go. We had a balancing area in here. We broke out of that balance yesterday. And so that increases the odds that we're going to get continuation to the upside. The expression we use is balance leads to excess. So 3 days of balance will likely lead to at least more than 1 day of excess. Could be even up to 2 or 3 days of excess. So we would expect continuation to the upside right out the gate. Okay. The fact that the overnight inventory traded above that balance area, you can see they came right down and tested it and then pulled right back up. So that further increases the odds that we have broken out of balance and are looking for continuation to the upside. And then also the fact that we are opening almost back up in the spike from literally we're right on the spike from yesterday is also bullish that there is momentum in the market. So as the market opens here first thing this morning, we're opening inside the previous day's range. So I'm expecting chop. I'm expecting the market to grind up and down. But if it can get above yesterday's high, come back down and find some support, I will certainly be looking for continuation to the upside. As far as support, for the chop, the main area that I'm watching is this area right here where the overnight POC was. So somewhere around the 3850s for support. And I would expect the market to just grind around here until it either breaks heading lower to repair the weak M period low we left behind or getting above that high for continuation higher. So let's see what the market's got for us. But I am pretty bullish on a breakout of the trend. I'm sorry, of the balance area. As far as resistance to the upside, we got lots of resistance. We got nodes of volume at 3887, a basis single prints at 3904, another node of volume at 3906, and then another set of single prints up there at 3912. So step one is getting above yesterday's high, finding support, and then I expect it'll be a very slow, difficult grind to try to get higher. But the momentum would be to the upside if we can get above yesterday's high and find that support. Okay, the A period high is now weak because it is exactly at yesterday's high, increasing the odds that we've got another push higher. And oh, those short-term traders are piling on right at the high. They want to get squeezed. Obviously, somebody's got a big old order sitting there, just slowly getting filled. So when that level breaks, we should get a little pop to the upside. There'll be a bunch of stops up there. Jesus. All right, there we go. So we're now above the overnight or above yesterday's high, which is bullish. So we are looking for support when they pull back down at yesterday's high. That is the confirmation for continuation to the upside. Scuball overnight inventory net long. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're squeezing out all those stops, all those shorts that put their stop above the high. Still need to pull down and look for support right around 38.75. We also got some low volume nodes there that need some backfilling. Pushed through a little too quick. Scuball Pirate Traders, what about the spike? Yeah, the spike wasn't an official spike yesterday because we closed below it, but I'm just saying the fact that we pushed all the way back up to there is bullish. It may not be an official signal, but it is bullish as a measurement of momentum. Okay, we're getting some acceptance up here, so I'm going to go ahead and change myself to bullish. But that does not mean buy a FOMO long up here. Do not do that. Wait for a pullback and buy support. I remain bullish as long as we remain above yesterday's high. But it's very important to note, whenever we leave less than 200 contracts behind, it is very, very high probability that it's going to come back down and do some more business down here. So you don't want to be a buyer at the highs. Nap Pirate Traders 38.94.75 possible pullback. Yep. But again, if the market has got momentum to the upside, why on earth would you be waiting? Like, it sounds like you're wanting to go short up there. Instead, go long into it and take profits there. Go with the momentum. Because yes, there is resistance right there at the base of those single prints down, but you don't know how much resistance. It may just be a quick little boop, boop, and then keep going for all you know. But you do know the market's got momentum to the upside. You know what I mean? Trade with the flow of the market, not against it. At least I find that works better. Reversal there? No, not at all. Nothing on earth is going to get me bearish unless we get back down into yesterday's range. Otherwise, like I said, balance leads to excess. We just broke out of balance yesterday. It would not be unreasonable to expect excess today. Excess meaning a big move to the upside. Now, it's going to be a slow grind. Like I said, there's tons of resistance we have to work through. But as long as the momentum remains to the upside, I'm only looking to go long. There'll be plenty of money to make on the short side once our support breaks. New buyers. Looks like we're starting a trend. So the next question is, as we pull back down into this 3884 area that was just acting as resistance, does that now become support? Which would be bullish. Still got those low volume nodes that need backfilling. Lamus, look at NQ. What is the first resistance? Let's take a look. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Yeah, lots of resistance for the NQ as well. You're actually pushing into it right now. at 12.022-ish. You got a big node of resistance right there. So you are literally pushing into it as we speak. The next one is the base of the single prints down. I didn't mark what day that's from, but that will be resistance as well at 12.046. But if you get above that, if you get above this node right here and come back down and find support, so get above 56, come back down and find support, man, that is bullish for continuation to the upside. As you often move from one large node on the cumulative to the next. So let's zoom out. If we can get above this large node here, the target is heading up to the next one up there. Not necessarily that day, but just over the next few days. That's the target to the upside. So getting above that and finding support would be very bullish. You also have low volume nodes that need to backfill, so you can look for support right around yesterday's high at 11,975 if they pull it back. Back to the ES. All right, so now we're testing this node for support here. It was resistance. Does resistance become support? Coffee Addict, does TPO apply to stocks and other assets? Yes, sir. Anything that you can look at on a candlestick, you can look at on market profile. Simple as that. It's just another way to look at the information. Lee, is it safe to say that the best entry points are support and resistance areas? Yes, sir. Why is support and resistance the best entry points? Because it gives you a perfect place to put your stop, right? If you're buying the support right here, you can keep your stop nice and tight, so you don't have to risk that much. Whereas if you decided to buy up here right now, well, then you got to put your stop all the way down here. Well, shit, now you're risking a lot more. Rather buy support. Now, it's a little scarier to buy support, right? Because in that moment, you don't know if it's going to hold or not. But that's what trading is. Accepting risk. Alex, I want your orange bars on Sierra chart. You can probably do it. You almost certainly can. If they have any kind of volume profile, they'll have a cumulative version of it. I don't know if you can make them orange, but you can see where the volume is. If not, you can use TradingView, which is free. Okay, so we're starting to get some taper up here as we get closer to that resistance at 94. Market's slowly running out of buyers. Increasing the odds in my mind we will get some resistance there at 94.50 for a bit of a pullback. Xavier, just FOMO buyers right now? Yes. The strong hands are waiting for a real pullback. Right now, we're just squeezing any of those shorts and bringing in some FOMO buyers. Okay, starting to run out of those buyers. Looking for a pullback. Can 38.85 hold it? Or do we got to backfill those low volume nodes at 75? Stay tuned. Dude, it's starting to feel like a pucker your butt day. We'll see how they handle this resistance at 94. Tom K., what does negative delta mean? It means there's more sellers than buyers. Hence the taper. We can see we're running out of buyers. So if you don't know what he's talking about, he's referring to these numbers here. If you watch as price pushes up into them, this is obviously the delta between buyers and sellers, between bids and asks. So if the numbers are going up in a negative way, so if it goes from like negative 280 to like negative 300, you know, in that moment, there's more sellers piling on. But if it were to go from like negative 200 to negative 100, you know, there's more buyers stepping in. So there you just saw more sellers. It's not something I look at that often, really only at important pivot points. Daniel, I hope they come down and test support. They will. The question is, which support? Will this one hold? Will 85 hold, or do we need to come back to yesterday's high? This is support, so they may hold it right here. Nope. Chilling with Dylan, even around 38.80, I'd call support. Yeah, you got the halfback there. All right, here we go. Testing yesterday's high. Are there buyers waiting? I believe there will be. And for the Q, you're looking at 11,975, that area for support. Man, I thought we were going to get that like gap and go type of momentum. I thought this was going to be exciting. Come on, buyers. Come on. Do it. Do something. Xavier, how do you detect new buyers? The ticks are the main thing I look at. If they're above the zero line, it's more people buying than selling. If they're below the zero line, it's more people selling than buying. And it's also how it moves, like where it goes, right? So like, for example, getting above the previous day's high, I would expect that that's more shorts covering because people would have their stops in here. You know what I mean? People who are short. So that I would just assume, having nothing to do with the ticks, that a lot of that is going to be short covering. So when I see a pop and the market moves higher and then it starts to pull back down, well, I know, okay, well, now all those shorts have covered. All the stops that were in there have been filled. So if it starts to find support again, well, that must be new buyers. George, closing under 3,900? Way too early to make that call. Right now, at this very moment, there is likely stronger hand buyers stepping in who want to pump this market higher. They're not going to exit at 39. Man, I really feel like all this market needs to do is backfill these nodes and then it'll be ready to go. But the buyers keep front running it. Novice trader, yeah, on a day like today, it's just limit orders. We've known since it pushed above there, 5 minutes after the open, that needed to come back and backfill. So you don't have to wait for it. You can just put your orders in, put your stops in, and just kind of let the market pull back and fill them. All right, so this node is becoming resistance now. Sellers are starting to pile on. That should get us to backfill those single prints. The low volume node. Daniel, if I buy support, where should I put my stop? Well, yesterday's high, breaking back down into yesterday's range, is where I go back to neutral. But you want to give it a little bit of breathing room. So I'd put it under like 71.50 if you can accept that risk. Well, I'll be damned. This really feels to me like there's an expression Jim Dalton uses. Sometimes the market has to break before it can rally. It really feels like we just need that one little like boop boop to make this market take off. And the buyers just won't let it happen. Of course, if they do start to pump it higher from here, then it's when what should happen doesn't. That's more bullish. But right now, I feel like they got to test that support. There is liquidity waiting to do business down there. And we're not going higher until they get a chance to get in. They're doing it again. Stop it. Stop front running it. The shot. These buyers are really testing my patience. Me too, man. All right, so as I've been talking about, since it seems like some new people just joined, we're looking for support right around yesterday's high. It doesn't have to stop to the tick right there, but this general area, we're looking for support. And if the market pulls all the way back down and starts to get back down into yesterday's range, that would be bearish for a larger pullback. But I do suspect there are buyers waiting, just chomping at the bit. Oh, thank you, Alex. Yeah, and if you have not pressed the like button, please give that some consideration. I recognize that it requires effort. One must move a mouse and click a button. But it seems like a fair exchange, since I'm over here exercising my brain, looking at my crystal ball, predicting the future. Thank you, Fat Thor. T-Wark Jack Sparrow compass. I'm trying to remember. Was that like a compass that told him how to get to the treasure or whatever? Yeah, that's a great description of me. Thank you. Look at me. Look at me. I am the compass now. Daniel, I'll be pissed if it never comes down to fill my order. Well, you can always get in with a small size right now, right? So if you were looking to get in, for example, with one ES right here, you could just go like, 2 MES right here and then put another 8 MES down here. And then that helps you to alleviate that sense of like fear of missing out. You're in the trade no matter what. If it takes off, you're good. But if it does pull back and that support breaks, you're not going to lose too much money on just 2 MES contracts. You know what I mean? As a way to manage that emotion. Michael, I'm 1 MES. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do then. You got to wait. You got to wait. What does pink signify? So if you're looking at these volume nodes right here, the red is the highest 30% of volume, the pink is the middle 40%, and the white is the lowest 30%. So at the moment, there's really not much to take away from it. Other than a majority of the day's trade has happened above yesterday's high, which is bullish, as a sign of acceptance. James, do you stream all day on Discord? I stream all day on YouTube. But in 4 minutes, I switch over to a private stream. So you have to sign up for a membership to get access for the rest of the day. We do have a Discord, but I'm doing my streaming on YouTube, and then everybody else just kind of chats, has a separate conversation in the Discord. If you're interested in joining, it's only $10 a month. Think about it. That's less than 1 point on the ES. Sorry, that's less than 1 tick on the ES. So if you think anything I could say describing the market like this all day, every day for a month straight might help you to get one single tick of profit or prevent you perhaps from losing one tick, well, then it's paid for itself. Something to consider. RK, 1 point, you mean? Yeah, 1 point, and you've just paid for 5 months. It's a great point, too. You could get T-shirts. You could go all out. Xavier, ticks holding above zero. Yes, they are. I am really surprised that we did not pull back and backfill those single prints. But it's now becoming a when what should happens doesn't, right? If what you expect to happen, the market to pull back down to here doesn't, well, that's a signal that there's some momentum, more so than you expected, the opposite direction. So that is bullish. So not every single thing is bullish here today. First off, we've got the advancers versus decliners, which is starting to trend down here. So that's just a tiny little bit bearish to see. And the initial balance, we're still inside the A period, so that's a little bit bearish to see. So obviously, those are really the only two sort of non-bullish signals right now. So if we can roll over the advancers versus decliners and start sending them back up, that will take that one away. And if we can get the C period to break out above the A period high, we will start trending higher, and that will take that one away. I would say all in all, the market is bullish as long as we stay above yesterday's high. Remember, we're talking about something that's happening on a bigger time frame, right? Zoom out to the daily. This is the day we're in right now. The breakout of the first day of a breakout of a balance area, right? This day. This day. This day. Right? So there is potential for this market to move. So as long as we stay above yesterday's high, I remain bullish. With that, I bid you all farewell. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We will see you here tomorrow morning. If you have not pushed that like button, please do. If you are not a subscriber to the YouTube channel, it's totally free and one click away. You should do that too. And consider joining the brigade. It's only $10 a month. There's a link in the description. And then you get to hang out all day. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.